Welcome back, dear viewers. And now we are joined over the phone by Dr. Mohamed Naguib Abu Zaid. He is a political analyst and a professor at the private university. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, sir, first, can you shed light on the significance of President Fattah al-Sisi's visit to Kuwait on Tuesday and the timing of the visit?
The visit of our President Sisi to Kuwait comes as one of the important visits, particularly, as you pointed out at this time. It's a critical time worldwide. There is a state of instability.
Yes.
Egypt renewed its commitment and its strong ties to the Arab countries as a whole and to the Gulf area and to Kuwait in particular by this visit. As you and the viewers know, in the soon future, there is going to be an Arab summit that's planned in Algeria. And that's why you and the viewers would notice that there was a visit of the Algerian president as well to Kuwait, trying to coordinate and make sure that this summit will take place in a good atmosphere with less, let's say, disputes, with more constructive discussions, and especially, as I said, in this critical time. One third thing that I want to point out is that that's the time also where there is the tension at perhaps its peak between Russia, Ukraine, and the Western world as a whole. And this has some impacts and some would shed some, let's say, shadows on the whole world, and maybe even more than that. And the Arab world and the Gulf area is also included in that.
The President stressed that Kuwait and Gulf states' security and stability are part and parcel of Egypt's national security. So what's your comment on this?
A very good point. Let's go back not to the far history, but a couple of decades ago. Egypt was on top of the countries that were there to liberate Kuwait. And our military forces, our army, our nation as a whole was in full support of Kuwait, like all other Arab countries. So the president has communicated and has voiced his commitment and Egypt's commitment and support for the national security of the Gulf area. He has a famous saying in this regard that, like, in a short while, we will be there to help and support. And let's not forget, of course, we all remember that there is instability in the Gulf area itself. Iran, the Houthis missiles that unfortunately and tragically landed in many of the Arab countries, Saudi Arabia and Emirates. And we want to make sure, as Egyptians, as the big brother for the Arab countries, that the stability of the Gulf area is secured, and we're there to renew this commitment.
Yes, sir. Concerning economic cooperation, how do you evaluate the volume of trade exchange between the two countries and the interest of Kuwaiti investors in Egypt?
Another good point you're asking about, because perhaps one of the highlights of our relationship with Kuwait particularly is the active trade and exchange and investment. And Kuwait is one of the top Arab countries investing in Egypt. And there are so many, I don't want to mention commercial names, but there are so many establishments, even carry the name, the Kuwaiti, the Kuwaitiyya, things like that. This is just a very simple example from my side to pinpoint to the viewers about this kind of investment, this kind of cooperation. There is a very active also society for the Egyptian Kuwaiti friendship. These are all glimpses of a big cooperation that's taking place. I have to say also that Egypt is always welcoming and inviting the Arab countries, the whole world, to invest, to take part in the new Egypt, the new republic, to the Suez Canal, which is of vital, as an example, vital importance to the Gulf area as a whole, and to the oil-producing countries like Kuwait in the Gulf area, because the Suez Canal, the new areas and the commercial investment areas around the Suez Canal is definitely one of the venues that Kuwait can and will hopefully invest in it on a large scale.
Finally, I'd like to thank you, sir, Dr. Mohamed Naguib Abu Zaid, a professor at a private university and political analyst. Thank you, sir, for being with us. Viewers, short break and we'll be back.